Hello and welcome to Mornings on the ABC News Channel. I'm Joe O'Brien, coming to you from the land of the Gadigal people. Taking a quick look at the weather first in the capital cities around the nation today. Brisbane, showers increasing. Sydney, a possible afternoon shower. Canberra, morning showers. Melbourne, showers developing. Hobart, showers as well, getting to 16 today. Adelaide, cloudy and just 14. Perth, mostly sunny, and Darwin, sunny. Former Sydney teacher Chris Dawson will learn his fate from a Supreme Court judge today after facing a murder trial over the 1982 disappearance of his first wife, Lynette. Reporter Jamie McKinnell joins us now from Sydney. Jamie, what has the prosecution's case against Chris Dawson been?
Good morning, Joe. Well, the prosecutor told the court that Chris Dawson was a man who was infatuated and besotted with the family's teenage babysitter, known in court as JC. The Crown case here was that Chris Dawson was motivated to allegedly murder his wife in order to have what the Crown called an unfettered relationship with JC after he came to view Lynette Dawson as an impediment to that happening. Now, the court was also told that when Lynette Dawson disappeared in 1982, it came after 4 separate plans that Chris Dawson had devised to leave her, and the Crown said when all of those plans failed, that is the point in which he allegedly resorted to murder. But this is an entirely circumstantial case. Lynette Dawson's body has never been found. So the Crown was able to point to a window of time where it was alleging that this murder took place, although it could not go beyond that and suggest a potential means by which this was carried out. Now, in the last 15 or 20 minutes, Chris Dawson has arrived here at the Supreme Court. He was surrounded by an enormous throng of media with many different cameras filming him, and he was wearing a face mask, walking side by side with his lawyer and one of his brothers. So he is now inside the court building waiting for this verdict.
And Mr Dawson didn't give evidence himself during the trial, but what did his lawyers have to say on his behalf?
Well, one of the major ways we heard Chris Dawson's side of things was through a video of a police interview. In 1991, a lot of these allegations were first formally put to him, and at that stage he told investigators that he dropped Lynette Dawson off at a bus stop one weekend in January 1982, and then she never showed up to a pool where they were meant to meet later in the afternoon. He also claimed in that interview that he received a long-distance phone call from Lynette Dawson in which she told him that she needed time away to think about things, and he also said that he received similar phone calls in the subsequent weeks. Overall, Chris Dawson's legal team was arguing that it was possible that Lynette Dawson was still alive after January 1982. To do that, they pointed to alleged sightings by 5 different witnesses who all claimed to have seen Lynette Dawson in the 2 years after she was reported missing. And Chris Dawson's legal team ultimately submitted that there was another possible explanation for this disappearance, that Lynette Dawson might have come to realise that her trust had been breached horribly, that their relationship was beyond repair, and decided to walk out on the family.
And Jamie, we can't bring this verdict to our viewers live here on the ABC News Channel this morning. The judge will start handing it down in around an hour, but we'll be across that through the day. With these cases, does it sometimes take quite some time for the judge to go through the evidence before announcing the verdict?
Particularly in a case like this where it's so circumstantial and there was a lot of different evidence and different questions for the judge to answer. So Justice Ian Harrison, who was the one who heard this case without a jury, he'll start delivering this judgment at 10 o'clock, and that will include the verdict, but he will probably take a number of hours to go through a lot of different reasonings, and that'll be quite interesting to see because this is such a circumstantial case. It will be quite interesting to see how he approaches that fact-finding task and decides what evidence to accept and what parts to not pay much attention to.
Okay, Jamie McKinnell reporting there from Sydney. Yeah, so just repeating, that verdict starts being handed down in around an hour. We expect it's going to take some time to hear what the actual verdict is, but we'll be across that through the day.